غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A very warm welcome to everyone joining us today from Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and around the world. On behalf of Al-Sadiq Institute of Islamic Banking, Finance, and Takaful, and in collaboration with Sharia Lab IO, it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar titled Artificial Intelligence in Islamic Banking, Boosting Compliance, Product Innovation, and Sharia Governance. We are living through one of the most transformative technological revolutions of our time. Artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept. It is indeed rapidly shaping industries, redefining the customer experiences, and transforming risk management. And topmost, it's changing the way financial institutions make decisions. From an Islamic finance perspective, how AI can represent an even more profound opportunity. Beyond operational efficiency, AI has the potential to strengthen Sharia governance, enhance compliance, monitoring, improve product structuring, assist Sharia scholars in research and decision support, and ultimately increase public confidence in Islamic financial institutions. However, at the same time, it does raise important questions. How do we ensure transparency? How do we preserve the human scholarly judgment? How can innovation remain aligned with the higher objectives of Sharia, Maqasid al-Sharia? These are precisely the questions we will explore today. Now, it is my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker, Dr. Zaharuddin A. Rahman. He is one of the most respected international authorities in Islamic finance, fiqh, muamalat, and Sharia governance, with over 23 years of experience serving the industry. He has previously served on the Sharia Advisory Council of Securities Commission, Malaysia, the EPF Sharia Committee, and currently he chairs the Sharia committees of several Malaysian government institutions, including MARA Financing and PONB. Throughout his distinguished career, he has advised numerous leading Islamic financial institutions, including UOB Islamic, Raji Bank, Malaysia, BNP Paribas, Zurich Takaful, Exim Bank, and several international organizations. What makes today's discussion particularly exciting is Dr. Zaharuddin's pioneering work at the intersection of Islamic finance and artificial intelligence. He is the founder of Sharia Lab IO, an AI-powered Sharia governance and compliance platform, as well as Sharia Screener, one of the first and world's leading Sharia stock screening solutions. Academically, he holds a PhD in Islamic Studies and Finance from the University of Wales. He authored more than 26 books and continues to contribute actively to research, policy formulation, and industry development. Dr. Zaharuddin, it is truly an honor to have you with us. I welcome you to this virtual floor. Sir, the floor is yours.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب يسر ولا تعسر يا كريم. أما بعد. Thank you very much, Madam Shida Madiha, And I would like to also extend my utmost gratitude to Al-Sadiq Institute of Islamic Banking and Finance and Takaful for inviting me to share a little bit about artificial intelligence and how it can benefit the Islamic financial institutions and also Islamic finance and also Islamic economy as a whole. And also we want to also welcome all of the participants who I can see here coming from all over the world. Alhamdulillah, I really hope that you can actually benefit a lot from these lectures and meet our and your expectation, inshallah. So I would like to first share the screen so that I can give you a demo. Okay, let me. All right. So before I continue with my little bit of presentations, I would like to all of the participants to focus on this one video about 3 minutes. So don't go away. 3 minutes, and after that we will continue to talk about artificial intelligence in Islamic finance and what it can do actually for us, and what will be the benefits and the harms that it can inflict on us. But before that, let's look at this video. I really hope that you can hear the voice of this video. If not, you can just raise your hand or maybe put your comments in the chat of the Zoom.
Days of the Model T, car manufacturing has been an exercise in fragmentation. You take flat sheets of steel or aluminum, you stamp them into hundreds of different shapes, and then you join them back together. We're talking about a chaotic assembly of over 70 individual parts just for the rear floor of a vehicle held together by more than 800 individual weld points. Think of it like a giant high-speed puzzle. Every single weld, every bolt, and every rivet is a potential point of failure. Each one adds weight. Each one introduces a tiny margin of error that leads to noise, vibration, and harshness. Over thousands of miles, those 800 welds begin to fatigue. The car loses its rigidity, begins to feel old. This is the cardboard box problem. No matter how much tape you use to hold the flaps together, a single solid piece of cardboard will always be stronger and lighter. The industry knew this. Engineers have known for 50 years that a single piece cast chassis would be the holy grail of manufacturing. If you could just pour molten metal into one giant mold and have a finished car frame come out the other side, you would eliminate weight, increase strength, and slash production costs. But there was a physical wall that no one could climb over. It's called the heat treatment paradox. When you cast a massive piece of aluminum, the internal molecular structure is a mess. It's brittle and weak. To make it strong enough for a car, you have to put that giant part into a massive industrial oven and bake it at extreme temperatures. But when you heat a part that large, the metal warps. It twists. It expands in ways that make it impossible to fit other parts onto it later. For decades, manufacturers were stuck. Either make the part strong but crooked, or keep it straight but weak. Every major automaker in the West eventually gave up on the idea of a fully integrated, large-scale cast chassis without heat treatment. They decided it was a law of physics that couldn't be broken. Xiaomi didn't accept that. Instead of hiring more traditional metallurgists to tweak existing formulas, they turned the problem over to an artificial intelligence system they call the material genie. This wasn't a human being in a lab coat. It was a deep learning engine that possessed the ability to simulate millions of years of chemical evolution in a matter of months. Xiaomi's goal was to find a God formula, an alloy that was strong enough to survive a crash, flexible enough to be cast into complex shapes, and stable enough to require absolutely zero heat treatment. The AI ran through 10,160,000 different alloy combinations. To understand the scale of that, imagine a human scientist testing one new formula every single day. It would take them over 27,000 years to do what this AI did in a single development cycle. The AI was looking at the microscopic interaction of aluminum, silicon, magnesium, and rare earth elements, simulating how they would bond under the extreme pressure of a 9,100-ton press. It eventually found the answer: Xiaomi Titan.
Okay, I think intentionally the video stops there. But most important thing for us to understand
Days of the models
is this: how artificial intelligence we put aside the negativity, the harmful effect that it can bring to the human. But that one is later. We put it later for the discussion by other people who are expert in those areas. But now we want to discuss on how we want to capitalize Islamic artificial intelligence for the benefits of Islamic finance. So we cannot just simply ignore the benefit that lies behind this technology. As per mentioned in the video, you can see that how artificial intelligence managed to revolutionize the technology of this manufacturing of a car. You can see that how AI capability can shorten the 27,000 years of manual lab testing to get a breakthrough on what would be the best mixture of chemical to construct a car, for example, as per mentioned in the video. But what AI capability can do, they can just simply summarize that simulation, and those simulation comprises of what? 10.16 million alloy combination to invent the Titan metal. A revolutionary structure requires zero heat treatment. So as you can see from here, what are the lessons that need to be learned by us in Islamic finance and Takaful and Islamic capital market area? Here in Malaysia, few already moving towards benefiting AI for Islamic finance. So I'm afraid that we will be left behind again. We already being left behind by many innovation being done by the conventional institutions. And normally what happens, Islamic finance are being seen as those who followers, mimicking the conventional product, only then the board will approve. Now, we all already know those products normally sometimes lack of maqasid sharia behind the structure, because the structure of the product is coming from the conventional product structure. They don't know about this maqasid sharia. They don't know about all of this wisdom of fit. They only know about how to maximizing their profits. So because of that reason, now at the age of AI, we can actually try at our best by the help and assistance of artificial intelligence to just simply surpass conventional banking, because conventional banking, they are that big. When they are very big, they're moving slowly and they have a lot of red tape, bureaucracy, and this and that. While Islamic finance and Islamic banking and Islamic capital market, with their size is quite, nimble, and sometimes we can say medium size, and they should be brave enough to innovate by incorporating artificial intelligence in their system. All right. So as you can see again here, the key insight: when institutions rely on manual processes that cannot scale with the speed of data, speed becomes a liability. A late entrance leveraging AI can leapfrog a century of tradition. So you can see the welding method, the traditional one, they are welding 840 manual weld point. And whereas the latest one, the printing method, I do think that the printing method also being used by Tesla motor. All right. So now we're coming back from the car manufacturing to Islamic finance manufacturing. So Sharia governance remain trapped in the manual welding age of fragmented research. We can see that there are a lot of, for example, I can show you here, for example, 15 years of board papers, Sharia board or Sharia committee, And also we have 3,000, for example, for an institution, Sharia committee decision. And from my own experience, sitting in, various and multiple institution of Islamic financial institutions, being as Sharia advisors, sometime after we sit at those places, more than 5 years, we also tend to forget why we approve this, why we disapprove that. So we tend to ask the secretariat, okay, can you remind me again, what is this product? Remind me again, what is the wisdom? What are the justifications on behind our approval? We also sometimes forget. So how can scholars, when they grow older, our mind will be less sharper, right? We cannot deny that. A lot of scholars 50 years and above, and then they grow to the 60s and then 70s, they tend to feel tired, very quickly. But their name is as big as a legend. But now, their sharpness when discussing about financial matters will always, absolutely will be declining. So the youngsters, the young scholars will have to take their places, but they don't know what are the justification of the old scholars discussing. And they are just joining those board, maybe 3 months or 1 year. They don't know about the 14 years ago, this institution already discussing about this product, about this problem, and they managed to solve it, innovatively. But due to the fact that those justification, the minutes of meeting are all in the board papers, in the minutes that are in the, in the data or the thumb drive or the hard drive of the bank, and also the secretariat also, changing. The old manager, the old vice president already left the bank, and then the new guys coming in, they also don't know that they already discussed about this issue. So how can this be considered as efficient for Islamic finance? We should have a better data center. Data, not necessarily the big data center, but how we want to benefit and structure our product paper, audit findings, risk framework, Sharia paper, Sharia committee decision and justification. And then how can possibly a new scholar can read all of those things line by line? This is very difficult. Again, we have also various Sharia resolution, be it our fee standard or Mizan Bank standard, or in Malaysia we have BNM, SAC, and we also have the Ranchi standard. So many standards. Yes, Sharia scholar try to be, less, differences in opinion by way of referring to the our fee standard. But again, our fee standard, yes, you may pass your examination to get the certificate from our fee as a Sharia advisor and auditor, but that doesn't really mean that you always remember the justification, always remember the G's in the our fee standard. So how can we benefit and make the AI as our assistant to remind us, and at the same time giving us the quotation from the our fee standard, quotation from the last minute meeting, from the 20 years ago of the justification in the minutes of the meeting of the bank. So this will be revolutionize the scholars, not only the financial institutions, the scholars will also, for me, will become more efficient. And they will also get this assistant to help them in terms of the forgetness, so as I mentioned, when the scholars grow old, they tend to forget things. So with this AI, they can actually still maintain their effectiveness and sharpness when giving opinions and consulting the bankers and whatnot. So for that reason, the danger of the AI vacuum now, people are tend to using what we call as the generic AI, the general AI. In their daily life, we are asking ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Meta about healthiness, about our worship, ibadah, our Islamic finance, and everything. Do you know who is the Sharia advisor of the ChatGPT? Gemini, Copilot? There is none. So now this institution and corporation has become the new Sharia scholars, Sharia advisors. Yes, we can say that, okay, we use them, and at the same time, they are giving us link of the references. But have you tried to cross-check the references, whether or not it is really true and accurate, those references? I've tried many times, and I can say that the references, there is none available. They say, for example, this is prohibited based on Ibn Hajar say this. And then they give a link. You click that link, you cannot find anything of that. It's not accurate. Sometimes they are hallucinating. The generic AI hallucinating. And then, unfortunately, when this AI giving to us this opinion, scholarly opinion, looks very confident. So this is where the danger lies. When even though the institution itself, they are not approving their staff to use this ChatGPT, Gemini, but I can assure you, almost all institutions, their staff already use this generic and general AI for their references. But surely they will have to do some cross-checking and this and that, but they will surely use it. But now, again, the danger is the confident misinformation. So that's why we need to have the AI that are being trained clearly by the scholars, and we already tested it. Number one, we have to have the data first. So the data means what? The resolution, the fatwa from AUFI, BNM, SAC, Malaysia, Pakistan, UAE, Saudi, and whatnot. And then we have to train the AI. For this purpose only, we have to put all of the prompt and guardrails so that the AI will always be referencing to these authoritative references only and sources only. Must not go overboard, must not go to the website and search for answers. No, you must only limit yourself to these specific references. And then we have to test the AI, whether or not it has what it takes to understand the reasoning behind the fatwa, behind one resolution. Only then we try again and again, only then we are comfortable to say this is now ready. But again, of course, it will be not 100% accurate. So the need of the human scholar are still there. So people are saying AI is becoming the new mufti. People no longer search for information. They ask AI for answers. The critical boardroom question is no longer should we use AI, but rather who trained the AI we are using? Who? You are using ChatGPT. Who trained ChatGPT to be well-versed in Islamic finance and Sharia law? Who? And then again, an AI trained on unverified internet data will hallucinate confidently. Trusted Islamic finance requires a different foundation. So that's why we think that it's a time that we must have AI for Islamic finance, dedicated for Islamic finance, trained by Sharia and Islamic finance specialists, and who knows what are the authoritative resolution resources of Islamic finance. Um, so again, we can see here modern architecture of Islamic finance. Normally, IFSB, BNM, AUFI, Majma' Fiqh, governance, internal governance policy, and classical fiqh book and whatnot. All right. So now that's why we invent Sharia Lab. Sharia Lab is AI-powered assistance for Islamic finance, grounded in authoritative sources and verifiable references built on AUFI, BNM, SC Malaysia, Majma' Fiqh al-Islami, and many more. So as you can see, if I want to give you some example, let's say, okay, wait for a moment. Okay. All right. So this is the UI or the interface of Sharia Lab. As you can see here, this Sharia Lab AI is not like ChatGPT. You can see here the new chat, you can click, you can have 3 different rooms. The 3 different rooms, the first room, if you want to know about the international Islamic finance resolution and fatwa, go to this room. If you want to do some research that not influenced by the contemporary research and resolution, go to this Fiqh Muamalat Islamic Finance Library. If you are in Malaysia, for example, because I'm Malaysian, so we create one room for Malaysia only. This is specifically for Islamic financial institutions in Malaysia when they want to do audit, Sharia review, Sharia compliance, and whatnot. If we have, demand from UAE or Pakistan, we can also add one more room for Pakistani. Yes, we can do that. Let's say we choose this one, and then we can transparently look at what are the resources that the AI being trained with. Look at the document library, Each and every time you choose any room, you can look at the document library. Each library will be different. Even though the menu is there, but the document library will show you the different resources. For example, I click here, I can see the international resolution, the AI learn from all of these Sharia standard. You can choose all Sharia standard of AUFI, and then you can chat with all of the Sharia standard of AUFI, or you can also choose one Sharia standard for you to discuss with the AI. You can also make it as a learning tool. For example, you want to learn about Arbun. You just click Arbun and then save selection. You ask question, what is Arbun and what is the terms and condition of a valid Arbun according to the AUFI. Yes, you can do that, But never mind. Now, there is AUFI. BNM, if you want to know the Malaysian standard and how, if you are Pakistani or you are in Senegal or you are in Philippines, you want to know about Islamic finance, you don't have someone who you know in Malaysia, you don't know how to obtain Malaysian style and Malaysia structure, you can just go here. You click BNM and it will provide you with the guideline, with the policy documents, and also Sharia Advisory Council of Negara resolution. Or maybe you can go further down, you can see the Central Bank of UAE, Higher Authority, Sharia Higher Authority resolution also here. You can choose as well. Dalal Barakah, European Fatwa Council Fatwa, Fatwa of Indonesia, Fatwa from Jordan, and then financial literacy. This is the new folder that we train our AI. Financial literacy. But at the current moment, we focus on the Malaysian documentation from the authoritative organization. And then IFSB, and we also have Majma' Fiqh al-Islami from year 85 to 2025, and then Raji, two volume of Raji Qarar or resolution. and then Saudi Authority, Monetary Authority, and then Securities Commission of Malaysia for Islamic Capital Market, and then we have Singapore Fatwa, and we have others. You know, very transparent. If you are chatting with ChatGPT, Gemini, do you know which document that they were referring to? You know, after they give the answer, only then you know. But it still need to do cross-referencing, because sometimes they say it says that it coming from this document, but in reality it's not. You know? So this is for the Islam, the international. And then we also have the library. The library, you just click here, the Shafi'i Madhab we have, and then the BNM, Hanafi Madhab. We don't want to have too many classical fiqh book here. We just pick and choose so that the AI will not be confused with too many opinions from one madhab. So that's why at the current moment for testing, we just put one Hanafi Madhab book, and then one and Hanbali, and also Maliki, and then we have Mawsu'ah coming from Waba Zuhaili, and also Mawsu'ah Kuwaitiyah, and Qawaid, and also some others, other new what we call books authored by the industry leader, you know, just like Professor Ali Al-Ghari and Munzir Qahaf and Azdan and many more in Arabic, in English, you name it, you know. So again, not only that, each and every time you have document, for example, this is not just for fatwa, for resolution. You can use it for governance, just like our topic. Our topic is for governance, right? So governance, you want to know whether or not your product tick all boxes, for example, in Malaysia with the policy documents of Tawarruk, you know. So you go to Malaysia, international also can, and then you go to the library and you seek Tawarruk, Tawarruk, and then policy document Tawarruk, all of the Tawarruk related things, and then you can just upload here. You can upload your document. Just like this, for example, this is demo term sheet. The demo term sheet like this. For example, term sheet like this. This is what? Islamic irredeemable preference shares with the issue size, with the issue price and tenure and whatnot, this and that. And then suddenly you want to know what is the Sharia opinion based on the AWFI. You just click here, and then you can just simply demo term sheet here. And then let me see. Okay, open. Okay, now you can just simply ask, do Sharia gap analysis of the attached document based on our fee and BNM Malaysia. So like that, you know. So the document's already there. Then just click here, and then you just wait for maybe several seconds, maybe 1 minute, and then you will get the Sharia gap analysis. So this is what we call revolution for Sharia governance, compliance, audit, Sharia risk. And not only that, all of the formula that being used by Central Bank of Malaysia for Islamic finance, also you can find in this document and this Sharia lab, you know. And not only that, you can also create legal documents, contract of ijarah, contract of musataha, contract of mudarabah, contract of ijarah muntahiyah bitamlik. You can just simply get a draft from this. Not only Q&A about fatwa, about halalness of this and that, but also to create a real documentation, legal documentation also. It can, you know, not only that, as I mentioned just now, it also can do you some infographic, fast infographic. I will show you afterwards, after we get the answer from this, you know. Okay, you see. So this is the what we call the gap analysis of our document. All right, so you see, quite long. Overall, term broadly in line. However, there are several important Sharia gaps and areas must be clarified or reworded, you know. So you can see the gap enhancement. So the clause here, So the profit is not guaranteed independently. You can see the gap enhancement, the preferential dividend rate up to 8% per annum. This condition, okay, will give you Sharia gap and Sharia risk. And also refer to the AOFI and SACO Malaysia. So you can see. And then if you think this is beneficial, you can just simply click infographic and choose high and in Instagram and whatnot. So many of them asking me various multiple type of questions, especially with regard to muamalat and business transaction and investment. I can answer all of them, and I don't have sufficient time to read the questions. And some of them are getting mad because they say I'm too stingy with my knowledge. No, it's not stingy. I don't have time. I'm not doing that for my full time. If I have time, I will answer. So now I will say to them, if you have any more questions, just go to the Sharia Lab because it will help me to give answers while I'm sleeping. And Sharia Lab also have the team of Sharia scholars will verify some of the answers sampling basis, not one by one, sampling basis. We have one who vet through the answer given by the system so that we have some level of confidence, and we will also want to look at whatever misinformation can happen sometimes. Sometimes the AI quote the Quranic verses differently, or maybe hadith differently. So we will put our attention and focus to that first, and only then to the general answers. So these are some of the things that can be used by us, via the Sharia Lab and also AI. Yes, we normally use all of this from the general AI. Right now, we should abstain ourselves because sometimes it's not really accurate and reflecting the true what our fee resolution and also madhab opinion and whatnot. And then I know because I'm also the lecturer in International Islamic University. We have many students from China, from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from India. Some of them not well versed, they're not so fluent in English and also Arabic, So it's very difficult for them to read the AOFI standard. High level, too deep, too technical. The terminology are very exclusive. Over 30 years or 40 years, Islamic finance resolution are really exclusive for Sharia scholars. And even junior Sharia scholars also cannot understand and contemplate what are the real meaning and context of this resolution. But with the help of AI, now you are in Senegal, you can ask question. You are in Nigeria, you can ask the question, for example, to Sharia Lab via your language. The Sharia Lab will give answers and referring to the AOFI actual standard. And the same for China in Mandarin, in Urdu, and in whatever languages, major language in Russian, the Sharia Lab can give you answers. So we are now at the age of, no longer being blocked by language. Yeah. A scholar from all over the world, can simply now understand AOFI in a better manner, or Rajhi Fatwa in a better manner. Even though their Arabic language is not so strong, they still can understand, the gist and the justification of why it's haram or it's halal. So, so again, AI, in 2 years or 1 year will be better. Will be better, surely, I can tell you. So at the current moment, our AI, we have tested it. We asked them to innovate. We want to do no longer want to do tawarruk financing for asset financing. Give us some ideas. So it will take all of the information from Alfi, from Bank Negara, from Majma' Fiqh and whatnot, will give you some opinion or some suggestion. At the current moment, their suggestion is not so out of the box. That is, I can tell you. But that is as per today capability of the AI. Yeah. After this, in 1 year time, I can tell you it can really be more innovative than human. So for that reason, we can still get some suggestion, and then we can discuss with this AI. I already did that. I already got a very good product and concept to replace Tawarruk for asset financing. And it ticks all of the boxes of Awfi, Majma' Fiqh, and central bank, and also business unit of the bank, and legal as well. So if you like to know, we can have a different session, but that also with the help of AI, our AI. So we already tested, we look at the policy document, it ticks all of the boxes. Terrific, So because we are now overwhelmed with the overuse of Tawarruk all across the globe. So that's why that are the innovation that we want. We don't want to mimic the conventional bank no longer. So we want to elevate the Sharia officer while doing their review and compliance from search engine to strategies. Because previously, they have to search in the minute. Search the keyword, they will find the keyword. And then that's it. The keyword you can find Tawarruk in your database, you will find 1,000 findings. It will not help you a lot. But with the AI, by allowing AI to absorb the friction of the manual search, human experts are elevated to reviewers, innovators, guardian of the institutional intent. Less searching, more thinking. So our time will be utilized in a better manner. No? All right. So the greatest risk is not hallucination, it is confident misinformation, just like I mentioned. Now, explainable source-grounded response will be generated by the AI. Every generated must link back to authoritative source document. Sharia Lab focuses exclude traceable evidence, standard fatwa according to fatwas, this, pursuant to policy 7B and whatnot. So these are the things that we can do, and it will really help. All right. So I think I don't want to prolong this discussion because we also have some time for Q&A, So I think I can give you all of these presentations so that you can also, carefully read it, while you have some time. And for those who think if you want to try this Sharia Lab, you can just download and register. And you don't worry about the personal data, because when you are registering, you need to give your email and your name only. Finish. And then you can simply use 15 credit, because we are also ESG. We are not charging you monthly while you are not using it, but we are still charging you. No, that is not Sharia compliant. So we are using credit basis. If you want to use, you purchase, and then the credit will prolong, will not have any expiry date at the current moment. So it's easy. If you want to use more, you purchase more. And it is also good for the environment, because each and every time we ask question to the AI, you have to know how many energy need to be used and utilized, and also how many water need to be used, and how many energy need to be used. So much environmentally harmful manner. So if this system, each and every time, each word that you type in the prompt will be questioned, just like in the Akhirah, will be questioned. So that's for me, very ESG. So that all user will only ask questions that are very relevant to them and significant. They will not ask silly questions, nonsense questions, and whatnot. So if you would like to try for free, just register put it your email and your name, and then go to your email. The OTP number for verification will be in your email. If you cannot find, just search in your email OTP, or maybe at the spam inbox, and then you will be ready to use it. And then if you think it's good, you can get 15% off registration to purchase the credit by using this promo code IIBF02. All right. And also available in your mobile phone, Android, and also Apple. All right. So I think that's about it. My presentation for today. I really hope that it meet your expectation. I don't want to discuss too many theoretical avenue, because I really think that we already have the practical AI-powered solution for Islamic finance, governance, innovation, and compliance. So it's better for me to mix between the theory and also the practical part of it. So I think that's about it, my presentation. I hand over back the session to the moderator, or I don't know how you want to handle it, maybe just refer to chat or whatnot. Please, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Zaharuddin, for such a truly insightful presentation. Your discussion has beautifully demonstrated in the last one, you have beautifully demonstrated ESG and also elaborated that artificial intelligence should not be viewed merely as a technological advancement, but as you have highlighted, it is a strategic enabler capable of strengthening Sharia governance while fostering responsible innovation in Islamic finance. I would like to begin few questions of my own, and I request your answers. Sir, my first question is that Malaysia has taken a leadership role by launching its national AI governance and ethics guidelines, AIGE guidelines in 2024. Establishing ethical principles aligned with global best practices. Given Malaysia's strong Islamic finance ecosystem, how can Islamic financial institutions leverage national AI governance frameworks such as AIGE to enhance Sharia compliance, strengthens governance, and accelerate product innovation? And perhaps more importantly, what lessons can regulators and Islamic banking industries in other Muslim majority countries learn from Malaysia's experience? Sir.
Okay. Firstly, I can say that it's great that Malaysia have this national AI governance and ethics guideline. However, I can say that for financial institutions, Bank Negara also have document paper, discussion paper on the same issue, but a little bit, deeper into the financial institutions. You can just simply go to the Sharia Lab, and also we already have that document in the Sharia Lab. You can just simply ask Sharia Lab, what are the most significant thing in the content and of that Bank Negara discussion paper of AI. But in practical level, I can say that Central Bank of Malaysia and also commercial bank in Malaysia, Islamic bank in Malaysia, they are still in the midst of discussion and how to really implement AI, because there is no compulsory regulated AI guidelines, because this guideline AIGE is still voluntary and also advisory manner, and it is not a regulated document, and still not being made as a compulsory to adhere to. For that reason, we are actually wanting to have this document firm, not only theoretical but from a practical level how the Islamic finance should do. So I can say that Malaysia also still not have firm document for the global financial Islamic financial institution to follow, but it's not necessarily coming from Malaysia. It can come from Pakistan first, or coming from Senegal, coming from UAE. I really hope that they work faster, because every Islamic bank is now, I can say, left behind as well in terms of utilizing AI, because they don't know how to map their risk, how to use the cloud, and then the AI will have the ability to read our data, how we want to make cybersecurity and our data, confidentiality of the data of our client here and there. So they still don't know how to behave. So that's why I really hope that Malaysia or other country can come out not only with guideline, but also the real official document that can be followed by all of the institution, especially in Malaysia. So again, it's good progress, but for me, it's not yet that good, because we need to have the firm document. That's all.
Thank you, sir. My next question is in continuation with your question, last question. Sir, as we all are aware that AI greatest strength lies in its ability to analyze vast volume of contracts, identify the inconsistencies, minor transactions in real time, monitor transactions in real time, and even detect potential Sharia non-compliance before its occurrence. As these capabilities continue to evolve, how do you foresee the role of Sharia scholar and the Sharia supervisory board changing in an AI-enabled future? Will AI simply become an, advanced decision support tool? Or do you envision a fundamental transformation in the Sharia governance process itself? What's your take on it, sir?
Okay, for me, again, I believe AI will not reduce the importance of the Sharia scholars. It will actually elevate them, help them, assist them. They will have more time, and they will be sharper in their opinion, and they will be more attentive, to all of the small things in the resolution, be it our fee or Malaysia or Pakistan or whatnot. So the future role of Sharia Supervisory Board and Committee will evolve for me at least in 5 important ways. Number one, from document reviewer to strategic governance. Previously and currently, we are all reviewing documents line by line to understand, and then we ask more question to the bankers. After this, we will let AI do that, and then we look at the findings, and then we will be the strategic governance. Yeah. Today, too many meetings spent considerable time reviewing lengthy documents, and sometimes we cannot finish the document of 60, 100, 200 pages. So tomorrow, AI will prepare the analysis before the meeting, and the Sharia board will allow to spend more time discussing about emerging risks, ethical implication, innovation, maqasid Sharia, strategic direction, rather than searching through hundreds of pages. So that is number one for me. Number two, in terms of from periodic oversight to continuous Sharia assurance. Previously or currently, compliance is reviewed quarterly, half-yearly, annually. And AI will enable continuous monitoring. Each and every time you upload, then you will get the answers. and almost immediately, right? So this is what we want. This transform governance from being reactive to being proactive. And number three, say remember, Sharia scholars must become the trainers of AI, must not become only the users and consumers of AI. Yeah, so train, because myself, I've experienced that. I train my own AI. So scholars will increasingly curate fatwas, regulatory guidance, our fee standard, internal. In many ways, the training data become the digital equivalent of a scholar's intellectual legacy. And then number four, the board will govern AI itself. In the near future, Sharia board will not only review financial product, they will also govern the AI itself. Which document train this AI? Every answer traceable? How frequently the knowledge updated? The AI explain its reasoning or not? Is there any bias, for example, in its recommendation of this AI? Who is accountable for when AI make mistakes, for example? So all of this comes to the responsibility of the committee or Sharia board. And lastly, how they evolve, the human judgment becomes even more valuable. As AI become better at answering routine questions, the comparative advantage of scholars shift toward areas that machine cannot replicate. Wisdom, contextual judgment, balancing competing objective, applying maqasid sharia, exercising ijtihad where appropriate. But again, as I told you just now, AI over the years, months and years will become better. Later on, I also don't know what would be the AI will be almost at par, because at Sharia Lab, I've tried. It has the ability to make analogy and qiyas. Again, qiyas. Because in AUFI or Bank Negara, there is none mentioned about extended warranty, for example. So I discussed with my Sharia Lab, and I can say that it already apply analogy or qiyas, because the AI managed to find what we call the resolution based on this justification, and it tries to understand the reasoning behind it, and it try to replicate the ruling based on the same justification for the new event, for the new issue. So later on, I think it will be more sharper than what we have today. So that's about it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, last but not the least, this is a very important question. As we have seen that many Islamic financial institutions, particularly in emerging markets, are eager to adopt AI, but they have they have constrained by limited technological infrastructure, shortage of specialized talent, data quality concerns, and most importantly, the evolving regulatory frameworks. For those institutions that are just beginning their journey, what practical roadmap you would recommend for adopting AI incrementally while ensuring that Sharia governance, regulatory compliance, and ethical standards remain uncompromised? Sir.
Okay. Number one, AI adoption is about governance than technology. So my recommendation is simple. Don't start with AI tools, but start with governance. So the bank, the institutions need to at least have a simple governance layer and as a pilot project. So let's say the institutions want to adopt AI for their processes, Sharia compliance and review and risk. Don't buy first. Just use, for example, just like, you test, for example, you test Sharia lab at first. It will help, not help, it depends. Let's say it helps. Only then the institutions, the roadmap is how we want to use our own, so that our data will not be, in danger of, the confidentiality problem, and many more. So only then you think about it, because you can start with a very cheap AI tools that are available on the shelf. Yes, I'm sure that you already use the generic AI of ChatGPT and whatnot, but now you have to try the AI that been trained with the Sharia regulation and resolution database. Only then you can make decision whether or not this can really help our institutions to make difference in our outcome and our, our fatwa processes. Only then you can simply put a budget, how much that we have to allocate for us to implement the full scale of AI in our Sharia processes and innovation and review, compliance, and also revision of documents and whatnot. So start small, solve one real business problem first. Sharia research assistant, contract screening, for example, fatwa retrieval, only then. And then customer FAQ automation, Sharia audit support. Just choose one first. Don't put all in one basket at one time. Just start with research assistant or audit support, Sharia audit, or fatwa retrieval. Only then you will have to do your assessment on the effectiveness of this. So, and then number two, the roadmap is the most important thing is database. Again, you cannot just simply put the PDF in handwriting PDF into the AI and expect the AI to understand each and every letters that you write by your own hand. And also, you cannot just simply upload the 1,000 pages of Sheikh Mufti Taqi Uthmani book, for example, in the AI and expect it understand every line in that book. No, you must to have a proper cleanse data set, database, documents before we upload and train our AI. In order for you to do that, before you jump straight to the AI, must make sure that your document and the data, the minute meeting of your Sharia committee are all in place. Only then you can purchase the AI to help you. Do not purchase without making sure that all of the database already in order. So that's about it, for me to give some opinion and suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Jazakallah. As we come close to our today's webinar, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Zaharuddin A. Rahman, for generously sharing his experience, knowledge, and vision on one of the most significant developments shaping the future of Islamic finance. Today's discussion has reminded us that artificial intelligence is not intended to replace human judgment in Sharia governance, but rather it is there to complement it, enabling greater consistency, efficiency, transparency, and innovation, at the same time preserving the indispensable role of scholarly oversight. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to all our participants from around the world for joining us and contributing to this enriching session. Finally, my appreciation goes to Al-Sadiq Institute of Islamic Banking, Finance and Takaful, my team, and our collaboration partner, Sharia Lab IO, for organizing this timely and impactful webinar. We hope that today's webinar has inspired new ideas, meaningful discussions, and practical pathways for leveraging AI responsibly in the advancement of Islamic finance. Before we leave, I have one concluding remark. Technology can make Islamic finance faster and more efficient, But indeed, it is Sharia that gives it purpose and human wisdom that ensures justice. The future alone does not belong to AI, but to AI guided by ethics, knowledge, and maqasid al-Sharia. With these words, I humbly thank everyone and I respectfully request everyone to stay connected with us via our social media handles. Until we meet again in another knowledge sharing session, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.